The San Antonio Spurs took Game 1 relatively easily and were cruising on the road in Game 2, making it look like this series was going to be over before it hardly began. But that's when Jamal Murray finally came alive with a fourth quarter explosion that not only tilted the game in the Nuggets' favor, but might also have saved their season. Let's examine the first two games and where each team has found sustained success. In Game 1, the Spurs had two main spurts that gave them control of the game they never relinquished. And even though the floor balance is a little off when running a pick and roll towards the side three players are already on, Bellinelli gets by Jokic and Gary Harris decides not to help. This time, the Spurs get better movement on the weak side while Bellinelli goes off the Aldridge screen. Torrey Craig has to rotate to the roll man, accidentally gets tripped while closing out, and Rudy Gay takes advantage with the little baseline jumper. This time, Patty Mills runs the high pick and roll. Craig has to bump to the roll man before closing out to contest. But this set works well because watch Aldridge immediately get inside position on his roll. He won't let Plumlee get it back, so it's an easy offensive rebound and eventual putback. A few minutes later in the second quarter, the Spurs run a quick step-up screen for DeRozan, which finds Plumlee with poor footwork as he ends up hopping towards the sideline and allowing DeRozan to collapse the defense. Great cut by White and dump off for an easy two for Poeltl. They run DeRozan to the post and he faces up from 17 feet away. Unclear to me why Murray doubles the ball in this situation, and it opens up a skip to Derek White, who shot fakes, steps in, and hits an open 18-footer. They go to that same left block, this time with Rudy Gay getting a cross screen. Will Barton never calls out for the screen. Jokic has no idea till it's too late as Poeltl gets up and finishes the lob. Gary Harris does a great job to deny DeRozan the pass as the shot clock begins to wind down. On the ball screen, Harris then has to pick up Derek White, who is forced to double pump before fading away for this crazy tough shot. The Nuggets never really made a sustained run in Game 1, and a balanced attack by San Antonio gave them the 1-0 lead. Game 2 had much more interesting back and forth play between these two teams. Again, the Spurs hit them with a big 14-0 run early in the second to take a 19-point lead. They run pistol to the weak side, Mills electing to keep the ball and get the inside ball screen from Poeltl. This is contained well by Plumlee, but once Beasley loses his man Bertans lifting up from the corner, it's over, as Bertans finds the open area, and he's too good a shooter to even give him that much room. When the Plumlee backdoor pass gets stolen by the defense, Plumlee tries to take the foul on Patty Mills to stop the break. The refs don't call it though, so it's a 4-on-3 as the Spurs race down court. Poeltl never stops sprinting to the rim, Beasley has to leave him to close out on one of the best shooters in the game, and there's no way the defense can catch up. The Nuggets run Spain pick and roll here, back screening the ball screener's man. Watch how Poeltl deals with this by sidestepping the back screen, and the ball handler's man switches onto the back screener. This blows up what normally is a surefire open shot. Murray struggled for the first three quarters, and Poeltl sent his shot back to whence it came. The Spurs hurry down the court. DeRozan gets a quick step-up screen that allows him to attack Plumlee one-on-one going downhill. DeRozan hits him with a right-left Euro step, inside hand finish, and Plumlee can't do anything about it. The Nuggets are struggling to defend these step-up screens, primarily because they keep trying to hedge, like Jokic does to veer DeRozan towards the sideline, but this is too easy. One sidestep gets him attacking and collapsing the D. Even though the initial shot missed, the penetration got the defense completely out of sorts, and DeRozan benefits with the layup. The Nuggets can fill up the hoop in a hurry, and they fought back with an 11-0 run of their own right after this. While Jokic shot poorly from behind the arc this year, he does have a bit of a stroke, but with this big of a lead, I have no problem with San Antonio giving him some room and daring him to shoot it. San Antonio appeared to have gotten the ball back when Poeltl is there to back tip the ball, but he mishits it right to Will Barton. On the break, Monte Morris lowers his head into Bertans' chest, and I don't think Bertans did anything wrong here, but the refs blow the whistle and count the shot for an and one, and just like that, they've got 11 straight points. Early in the third, the Spurs have a 7-point lead. After Derek White reverses the ball from the right wing, he slips a pin down, then sprints all the way across the court for the ball on the left wing. This is triangle action where the center back screens the cutter, then ball screens. Murray forces White away from the screen too much, allowing a straight line drive. Now, Will Barton was in the area and steps up, with Plumlee calling for him to do so. I would have preferred Plumlee to get over there quicker as a rim protector and let Barton continue to the weak side to help from there. White rises up and away from Barton for the nice bucket. Out of horns, the Spurs run a double ball screen out top. Plumlee drops to contain while Murray chases, forcing Jokic to stay with Poeltl's roll. You never want to see two defenders close out to a potential shooter. I think Jokic should have gone. Harris drops down to Poeltl, and then you take your chances with a Forbes three, and maybe Harris can get back up there for a contest. Instead, Forbes gets a really clean look and knocks it down. The goal of your offense should be to force closeouts and attack them quickly. It all starts with the inside ball screen, which gets Aldridge good low post position. Doubling down one pass away is almost always a mistake, and I just don't think Jokic needed it just yet. Now Harris has to run to the ball, Plumlee has to pick up DeRozan, leaving Rudy Gay open in the corner. Morris has to sprint 28 feet to get there, but Gay attacks on the catch, kicks it to DeRozan, check the pass fake that opens the lane for him, and he hits an open off-foot floater. A simple high post entry flows into a weak side pin down for Rudy Gay. I think this matchup of Plumlee on him is a bad one for Denver, and Gay takes advantage of the close catch by elevating over Beasley for two. Gay sets an inside ball screen for Mills, then pops to the wing, getting enough space to attack the Plumlee closeout. I just don't see Plumlee being quick enough to stop these types of shots, and Malone should make an adjustment. With the season on the brink of being over, the Nuggets blitz the Spurs with a 16-2 run at the end of the third. More evidence that Plumlee can't handle Gay, who gets right to the dotted line for an open shot. Morris helps but clearly makes a lot of contact, but no call. So Plumlee takes off down court fast, finds the streaking Harris on the wing, who finishes the layup. More elbow action for Jokic as he hands it off, then turns back for the ball screen. Aldridge does his best to recover, but Jokic is too good. Hedging like this is just not a viable strategy for someone as slow-footed laterally as Jokic. This should have been an easy pass to Aldridge for an open catch deep in the lane, but credit Beasley with a great deflection, and Gary Harris knows what to do with it as he slows up to let the defender fly by before laying it in. The Spurs want to help Aldridge down low as much as they can, but you can't help one pass away off an elite shooter like Beasley. It needs to come more from the weak side to give your defense a chance. Everybody rotates properly, there's just no one left to get Harris, who knocks down this wide open three. It really felt like the Spurs were going to win this game in much the same fashion they did in Game 1, and it took 21 points from a player who hadn't even hit a shot the entire game up to this point. But once he got the first one to fall, it was like a floodgate opened up. At this point, the Spurs must have said something was up with the basketball gods, as Murray rises up from 14 on a fadeaway and knocks it down to tie the game. And he never let up off the pedal. White allows Murray to use the inside ball screen, cuts him off, but Murray is in big head mode, stepping back to 22 feet to knock this one down. And how about this one? A handoff back to the middle of the floor. White is about to catch up to him when he elevates from behind the free throw line, floats, drifts, and rattles this one down. Here's where Greg Popovich makes a crucial mistake. You see him signal the play he wants them to run, but then decides better of it and wants a timeout, so DeRozan calls it with 17 on the clock. But check Popovich running all the way over to the other side of the court. He's arguing that he had called a timeout earlier. But we're talking about the difference of maybe 2 seconds, and he can't be upset about this. The arena is loud, the action is happening away from his bench, the refs just aren't going to easily see his signal. And now, the refs have no choice but to give him a technical foul for straying onto the court during play. This is just a dumb argument to be having in a 2-point game with under 4 minutes to go. As the road team, you cannot give the other team any extra points ever. With a 3-point lead, the Spurs had done all they needed to do to defend this possession, leaving the Nuggets with nothing but an isolation by Murray out top with no time on the shot clock. It doesn't matter, as he rains down this three for a 6-point lead. When the Spurs can't hit Aldridge rolling down the lane, Murray goes right to the left wing, never hesitates, and just buries the 3-point shot, nailing the coffin shut, saving their season, and making us all wonder what the heck is going to happen in the 2 games in San Antonio. Something tells me it's going to be a back-and-forth epic affair, one that should last 7 games, with one game more thrilling than the last.